What's up, people, boys and girls? How you doing? I hope you're doing fine. Um, we will keep on talking about evaluation. Uh, we were talking about assessment, but now we're going to talk about a broader term that is evaluation that gathers all of this. Um, so let's start. Okay, so first the definition. You can see the picture. There's this picture of those girls who were going to university, and university they have this kind of prank. When you get to university, they paint you, and they put you to ask money in the traffic lights and things like that, right? So evaluation is a systematic determination of subject merit and governed by a set of standards. So uh, it's a way to check if a student learned or got the information was passed during the time, the year, the semester, trimester, whatever. Uh, to assess the degree of achievement or value in regard to the aim of and objectives and results. And enable reflection, assist in the identification of future change. So evaluation is not just as some might think is about punishment. At least my point of view, evaluation is more about learning what could be better done. So, for example, if you get 9.5 out of 10, you just have to check what was missing for you to get 10, right? So it's not actually a punishment, it's just a way for you to get better and do things better. And it's interesting when we're talking about evaluation because evaluation is different from assessment because assessment is a moment. So you check that moment, the student is good or bad, no question. But when you do an evaluation, you are check a lot of moments, putting them together, comparing them one to each other. And here we have an image of this guy. His name is John Douglas Lord. He was the keyboard player for Deep Purple. And here is the his evaluation gave for the school he studied, right? And it's interesting because it's a very I hope some of you can read that because it has two moments, and that's the best evaluation you can do to somebody. In a moment, they say the director, because it's a dear director, is addressed to him. So is probably some teacher, some. So they say about the bad things that happened to him, and actually it starts like that. J.D. Lord was a boy whose academic progress and results were most disappointing. So it starts badly, right? But then, as you see in the second paragraph, he had some promise of personality and ability in music and drama. And actually, this guy, he became a professional musician, right? So I think this is the best way to make an evaluation, a valid evaluation, is when you point out the good things and the bad things of the student. So when you get just an evaluation showing you the bad things, you get uh, disappointed. Some people they give up. So it's interesting to have a balance. So talk about the bad things, but talk about the good things too. And here is the grading scale for uh, mostly used in the United States. So different from uh, what we do here in Brazil, for instance. we do the grades. Okay. Grade is a word that has different meanings. For example, a grade can be an assessment. When you get the results of the assessment is a grade, but it's also the level of study. So, for example, you are students of EFC in the third grade. So this is one meaning, and the other meaning is like this student he got a very good grade, 9.7. So uh, grade is a word that has, in this case, two meanings, right? And here, as you can see, in the United States, they show the grades by using letters A to F. And as you can see, they are related to the scale of numbers. And here in Brazil, we use more numbers. I don't. The only place I saw people using letters instead of numbers was in a Pan American school, but it's a school uh, related to uh, people who has family in English speaking countries, people who are uh, taught in English for the first years, something like that. Here, as you can see, is the picture of Ed Sheeran, uh, and that's the interesting thing to talk about grades and evaluation in general. As you can see here, we have the grades that Ed Sheeran had in a music course. So he's a musician, he's a songwriter, famous and all. But before he was studying music in a course, and he was, according to his report card, we're going to talk about report card next. According to his report card, he was the worst student in the course. But fancy that. The guy is a professional musician, famous, and some people consider him a good singer, songwriter, musician. So sometimes we came with the question, but who's right? Uh, the people who judge him just as the worst, like F, the bottom, he couldn't go lower than that, or he's right because he's doing his things and it works. So, but the most interesting thing is because these grades were posted on the internet by Ed Sheeran's father. Something like, okay, some people may are not prepared to judge the others, right? May made an ironic comment, I could guess. So we are talking about report card. So it's a document that communicates student performance, right? Issued by school to the students, parents, and had the grade scale, right? Issued in automatic form, mailed to parents and students. In our case, we have the SIGA, and SIGA, the grades are there, so it's the way we're doing right now. Um, Traditional school report cards contain a section for teachers to record individual comments about the students' work and behavior. This would be the best way to do a, a broader analysis of a student. But in our case, the problem is, for example, I have 10 classes, 330 something students. So it's really difficult to get an individual message to each one of them. But for example, I did this when you sent me the audio and the video in the first trimester. I sent individual comments specific to each one. I almost died, but I did it, right? But it's really difficult, actually. And here we have a picture of Jim Morrison when he was a youngster, and his report card, right? And it's interesting because, as you can check in the video for the complementary activity, uh, In the United States, some universities they choose students not with one assessment, but they get the report card to check the grades in the subjects and to see if he or she fits in the university, in some course in university. And nowadays, because of the quarantine, pandemic times, some universities in Brazil they are not planning to do vestibular or anything like that. They are planning to get report cards of the students. So my tip to you is try to get the better, the best actually. Try to get the best grades you can because maybe this is a way you can get in the university, right? So this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the class. See you next time. Bye bye.